off of the last couple of days because I just didn't have any interest in it. I was really engaged in what I was doing. So I really didn't have any other interaction other than what was going on around me, just the stimulus of the ship and no exterior stimulus from any other source. And I really liked it. So come Saturday night, I'm like, all right, well, now we got to drive back tomorrow, and you know, we've got to get some groceries for the house, we got to do some laundry, we got to get ready to go back to work the next day, probably try and get some rest to try and reboot, because it was an early morning. It was, you know, kind of a long day. So, but all that was good, and I was like, I just don't know what's gonna happen. But I got up this morning and I woke up and I was trying to keep a clean slate. This was my mindset. I was trying to keep a clean slate, no plus, no minus, just clean. Just get there. Don't think about or dwell on, contemplate any of the things that could go wrong or could go right. Just go with a clean slate. And as we were driving to the office, various things were running through my mind, and I felt myself being pulled in one direction or the other. Well, this is a positive that I could look forward to, or this is a negative that I could possibly have to deal with. And it hit me that clean slate idea might have been a good idea if you can maintain that, but then you're kind of walking the tightrope and you could be pulled off in either direction. And I decided to balance myself heavy on the positive side to try and just keep it there I wanted to eliminate the possibility of being sucked into an angry state of mind, and potentially throwing me off track. So I really focused on, all right, well, nothing bad's waiting for me. There's, this is the slow time, and then these are facts. This is the slow time of year. The last couple of weeks, I've had very little of anything, if anything, that was pressing that had to be handled, and I just had to keep telling myself that I'm not going to get back into the office and have all these fires that need to be put out. I'm going to get back, and everything that was minimal or trivial is going to have been taken care of, and if anything was a major issue, I'm going to just trust that they were able to take care of it, and there may be one or two things that I might need to follow up on, but nothing that's going to stress me out. And I changed my mindset going into the office to that, and I had a few moments of stress and anxiety as I was scrolling through my emails. I'm like, what is this here? And then, all right, that's nothing. Oh, what's this? All right, that's nothing. And there was a couple of things like, well, okay, well, this is going to have to be followed up on, and it could blow up into this. But again, just shrinking my mindset of that and eliminating that as a possibility. So I got through 250 some emails and no big issues. Got them all filtered, processed, sorted, and good to go by 9 o'clock. Went through all of my voicemails. Again, nothing critical. Just about everything, with the exception of like two different circumstances that needed my input on, that had to wait until I got back to give my input, is done. It's taken care of. And I felt good about that. I was able to enjoy my breakfast, which had sitting on my desk that first hour and a half, because I don't like eating when I'm that tense or stressed. It basically just converts your food into poison, and why do that to yourself? So I was trying to just slowly chip away at the things that needed to be done, keep myself in a positive mindset that there wasn't going to be anything that was going to upset me or cause me to lose my temper, and it worked out. It worked out great. So now, want to try and get the house on the market. So I have an appointment. I scheduled that before we left with an attorney to talk about what it's going to take for him to represent us to get our house on the market and up for sale. And the second thing was, what do I want to do? Because I was really going back and forth. Do I want to just give my notice when I come back? Steve's not here, so it would just be, he would be kind of blindsided by it probably when he got back from vacation. If he didn't get word of it while he was on vacation, he does still keep in touch while he's traveling, which I would never want to do. Or do I just want to do it, get it over with, and say, all right, well, I'm taking this step, and instead of focusing, all right, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm focusing on, well, this is what I want to do. I want to write, I want to travel, and I want to speak. I want to do those things, and I'm keeping it focused on that, and trying not to let frustration and anger work their way in as motivators, because they are very powerful motivators, but like I said, they muddle your results. And it's great. I had the idea that I was going to be reaching out to somebody else here in town that I thought I might be able to coordinate some kind of employment arrangement with, and it wouldn't necessarily be property management, but it would still have something to do with real estate, and I don't want to divulge too much, but I went ahead and I reached out and said, hey, you have time to talk about this? And they responded and said, yeah, great. And I went and did that. Before I went out to property, I went and had that meeting, and it was very positive. And everything that I was hoping that might result of that did come about in that meeting. So I couldn't be happier right now, because now I have that option, and I've chosen this path to change course, and I've done it in a way that I'm leaving little doubt or very little to chance as far as what my intention for the outcome is, and that is exciting. And just having been on vacation and come back, I feel that I have more of an ability to maintain that focus, whereas before, again, I could have been pulled either way. When you're walking that tightrope and you've got that balance bar, you can be swayed one way or the other from any little outside influence, and sometimes inside influence that just boils up out of nowhere, and all of a sudden you're like sabotaging your own path. So I feel good. I've got a meeting the day after tomorrow with the attorney. I had a great meeting today. I have pretty much solidified the possibility of being able to part ways here at Boardwalk and still have a way of generating income while I focus on writing and generating or creating this speaking career. So all good things. And it's a beautiful day, absolutely gorgeous. Actually better than the weather we had on the cruise. We had kind of poor weather the whole cruise, but it was still fantastic. And so it doesn't... the weather, I'm heavily influenced by the weather conditions, and I can be brought down or brought up by the weather conditions, and I like that. I like that I allow that to influence me, and sometimes it's not necessarily a matter of influence, but a matter of enhancement. And I definitely feel like today's beautiful weather is enhancing what I have already created as a beautiful circumstance for myself. And on top of all that, I got all my stuff back from the Joe Vitale book people. I got a copy of the cover with my picture on it and Joe's picture, and a copy of my text to proof along with my bio, and I absolutely love it. And you know, I was hoping it was going to be coming. I was expecting that it might come while I was gone, and it came. I think I got it yesterday, and I was able to look at it today, and it makes my soul smile just to see all that manifested in front of me, and knowing that in a couple of months I'm going to have actual physical books in my hand with a chapter that I wrote and my picture on the cover as a contributing author. And that's fantastic. It's really, really exciting, and it's, again, just one of those steps in this process, and I expect this to be a really, really big year. And we've had nothing but big years the last few years, and every year we keep building on that, and that's the momentum we're continuing to push forward on. And I really can't say anything else right now. I feel really good about where I'm at and the path in front of us. So I wish the best for you too. If you can use anything that I've expressed in the last few years to help you combat the luggage, the baggage that you carry with you, and overcome some of those self-imposed hurdles, and figure out a way to overcome the obstacles in your path that weren't put in your way, as far as you know, by yourself. That's all I hope for, is that you're able to use what I'm doing as as a way to figure it out for yourself. And nothing but the best of luck for anybody that is watching or follows any of the stuff that I do. So thank you.